You've asked me to give my remembrances of Ann Knight. Ann Knight was introduced to me as part of the Martin Luther King Birthday Festival Committee and also the Dunbar Festival Committee. And I soon came to learn in that organization that she dealt with very positively who was there. She didn't fool around with wondering why other people weren't there, but she said, this is who we are, and this is how we have to make what we believe is important in this community. And it was called the at first it was the Dunbar Festival Committee March, and then it became the Martin Luther King March. And each year I saw her as an unbelievable leader. She didn't try to do everything herself. She looked around and she said, who could she bring into this group of people to make what she felt was not her job as a part of the city council, but what could she do to make this a better community? And her whole dedication was to her Lord and her church and service to the community above all. And every time I experienced something with her, I saw that this was her goal. She was not focused on herself. She was focused more on how could she bring about what she believed were the roots of this community. How could she expand it to bring more people in, regardless of their color, regardless of their creed? But she believed very strongly that everybody loved her, and she functioned on that basis. And a number of times I was asked to be a part of her political life, and I could say it totally without reservations, that she was who she said she was. And I think that's probably why, even now, as I called her last week to wish her a Merry Christmas, she was in good spirits but poor health. And I'm very fond of Ann Knight. She has been a special love of mine in this community. I'm honored to be asked to tell my appreciation of her.
Hello, my name is Pastor Harrison Knight. I'm the eldest son of Dr. Ann Murphy Knight, and I will attempt to give you a glimpse of Mom's background within the time allotted. Mom was born Ann Elizabeth Murphy from the marriage of Elder Shedrick Murphy and Clifford Murphy in 1932 in Fort Myers, and her sibling is Shirley Clark. Mom has been married to my father, Harrison, for 61 years. From that marriage, 4 children were born. My sister Sybil, married to Kelly Burney, their daughter Mariah. My brother Ken. My sister Abra, married to Otis Sally, a son, Roderick Giles. And myself, married to Tony Knight. Children are Chauncey, Shedrick, Chelsea, and Lorenzo. Mom is a product of the Lee County Schools, a proud graduate of Dunbar High School. Knowing that knowledge is power while working full-time and being a full-time mother, she furthered her education by receiving her Bachelor of Science degree in Home Economics from South Carolina State University, her Master of Arts degree in Elementary Education from the University of South Florida, and her Doctor of Education degree in Administration and Supervision from Nova Southeastern University. Dr. Knight is a longtime member of Trinity United Methodist Church. Dr. Knight retired as an educator from the Lee County school system after 40 years of dedicated service. Dr. Knight was an elected official for the city of Fort Myers as a council member serving for 21 years. Here are a few selected activities that Dr. Knight gave her best. She is a charter member of the Fort Myers Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta sorority and served as president for several terms. Inducted as a member of Phi Delta Kappa, which is an international sorority for professional educators. Past board member of directors for the Lee County Private Industry Council and was appointed by the governor of Florida. Past financial secretary of the Dunbar Festival Committee. Past president of the Southwest Florida League of Cities. Spearheaded in renaming a major artery into the city of Fort Myers, from Anderson Avenue to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The deciding vote as a city council member to bring the World Series champion Boston Red Sox baseball team to Fort Myers. Past chairperson for Parks and Recreation Committee, past chair of the Business Development Center Advisory Board, past chair Purchasing Committee, past chair Beautification Committee, past chair Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Advisory Board, and past chair of the Recreation Committee. Internationally, Dr. Knight has traveled to West and South Africa. That was just a brief background of my mom, Dr. Ann Murphy Knight. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'd first like to thank the organizers of this wonderful event, and thank you also for allowing me, Sybil Knight Burney, the opportunity to participate in this tribute to these great legends, in particular, my mother, Dr. Ann Murphy Knight. There are probably three most important things my mom has taught me, as she has been not only my supporter, but my cheerleader in this life. The first being always to honor God. Through her life, God has always been first. And I can remember when I was graduated from Edison Community College and was ready to go to Howard University, the first thing she gave me was a Bible, and she marked the 27 Psalms. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And she always said, never let your Saturday night partying interfere with your Sunday morning worship. So I always carried that with me. The second most important thing was probably education, because she's always put education first. I can remember many nights traveling with her to one of her courses as she worked on her master's, or sitting in the hot Florida sun as she worked on her doctorate. Probably was the impetus for me striving to become the educator that I am today. And I can always remember her saying that education was the most important component of life, and that is something I've always taken with me. And probably the third and foremost is her servant leadership. Martin Luther King used a quote all the time, and he said, if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. And I think he must have been talking about my mom. I remember when she wanted to be a change agent in our neighborhood, and she decided to run for city council. And she went from door to door knocking, telling people about the things that she wanted to do and how she wanted to change things with their help. I also remember when she walked the doors along with us, well, she kind of enforced us to get petition signed for for the Anderson Avenue to be changed to Martin Luther King Boulevard. It was those kinds of things that made me understand even more so what servant leadership means and how important it is. I know you remember a young man named Lee Pitts, and Lee always said, those who said it couldn't be done are usually interrupted by those who are doing it. And I think, Lee, that quote is very applicable to my mom, Dr. Ann M. Knight. So I thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity to also pay tribute to her.